What's happening, everybody? Joseph coming your way. This is Final Fantasy IX. No, this is Final Fantasy IX Weapon Man Run. Alright, so I've decided I'm just going to go through with this next segment of the game and see how far I get. If I need to level or anything like that, we will find out. This is the village of Dali, and we're going to find out some pretty shocking facts behind the Kingdom of Alexandria and what they're up to when we leave this village, for sure. So, yeah, you see the first significant forms of plot development here. What I'm going to do, I just committed to this. I'm just going to commit to this right now. As I'm going to record this in 30-minute episodes. So I think that works for my recording setup pretty well. It will manage the file size of my videos to where I can upload like 2 a day or so, something like that. And I'll end when 2019 ends. And then those will be my final videos on YouTube. And then I'll be able to... And then I'll just go to Twitch, pretty much. Or stay on YouTube, I don't know, we'll see. That remains to be seen. But for now, that's the plan, is finish this, and this will be like my final playthrough on YouTube before going to Twitch, but we'll see. The jury's still out on that. But I do want to play this game, and I do want to do a Weapon Man run, because I have not done a strict Weapon Man run of this game ever. So, and I wanted to see if I could do it without leveling too hard. So, yeah, now we get revealed. Now it's revealed to us that Princess Garnet / Sarah wanted to leave Alexandria on her own will, but didn't know how to do it. So she kind of wanted to be abducted. And Steiner is still pretty hell-bent on getting Sarah back to Alexandria Castle. So, yeah. But he doesn't know how to do it, so that's like the sad part of it. Go through the ice cavern again, who knows? Whatever. And all of that screaming made Vivi tired, and now Vivi's passed out. And I like the way Vivi's snoring there. It's like he's really, really animated while snoring, and it's pretty funny. Yeah. And like I said in the last video, I'm not going to do any of the active time event sequences unless I get something from them. And there's a few, I believe, active time event sequences where you can indeed get an item or some money or something like that. So, and I do remember a couple of them, but yeah. So, the active time events here is yeah, this one where Dagger is attempting to speak in a tone that's not as, you know, not as posh, I guess. And in this one, Vivi is trying to play with the other kids in the village, and the other kids don't want to play with them. So I'll briefly kind of go over some of these ATEs as I get some items there. Picking up items is in this game, when you pick up items, it boosts your treasure hunter status. And if you get a high enough treasure hunter status, yeah, the Cat's Eye, it's a subplot involving the innkeeper, who you find out wants to kidnap Vivi. So, yeah. And in this game, you actually get to talk to Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V, and he will rate your treasure hunting skills. I'm gonna sell some stuff here, and buy a whole bunch of wrists. I'm gonna buy about 40 of them. And I'm gonna buy some steepled hats when I get to the next area of the game. And I'm gonna buy 40 of those as well. I want to do this way I can do what's called the cotton robe trick. In the cotton robe trick, you combine wrists and steepled hats to make cotton robes. You take steepled hats, wrists, and 1,000 gil to make a cotton robe, which you can then sell for 2,000 gil. And that yields about an 800 gil profit per cotton robe that you sell. And you can do this over and over and over and over again to make lots and lots and lots of money. So I'm going to be doing that in 3 instances in this game. This is the first instance where I'm going to do it. I do want to buy 1 leather wrist. I'm also going to get a rubber a couple of feather hats as well. And I'm good on everything else, I believe. Yeah, everything else I'm good on. Right on. Okay, very good. And this actually works out pretty well when it comes to Weapon Man, because I'll be able to... I do need to grind a little bit, and I'll make money that way too. That's the mayor, and you want to remember this room for later. Way later in the game, and during Act 3, you get to infiltrate the mayor's room. And you can do that and go into this room right here and get some money and some good treasure. This is where the very first Stellazio coin is located, the Aries Coin. You turn it. There's a place in this game where you can turn in these coins for an alternating cycle of items and money. And none of these coins are lost forever. You'll get those treasures later on. But it is kind of difficult to keep track of these Stellazio coins. So I've made a timestamp in this video showing you where that coin is, because it is definitely easy to not get it. It's easy to overlook it, rather. Yeah. So here's Vivi. Yeah, he met a girl. My god. That's the thing about Zidane in this game, is that he always thinks about the opposite sex, because he's a teenager. He's 16 years old. Yeah, see, he's popular with all the ladies in Loom Bloom, which I highly doubt. That's one thing I do like and don't like about Zidane. Zidane has much better leadership qualities than Cloud and Squall and other lead characters in Final Fantasy do. But he is, he can be quite chauvinistic, as we will see later on. And I might actually, yeah. So there's Cat's Eye too, so there's more plot. But we need to find Sarah here, so, and you can see her, oh, never mind. I think she's over here. No, she's not. That chest, we'll get it later. You don't need to worry about getting it now. We'll get it later when it's not as crowded in this village. And that's way later in Act 3. So. Okay, I think if I activate one of these ATEs, I'll be able to find Sarah. Here she is. Never mind. And you get this funny thing here. I've actually done this when approaching women in public, and it actually does work. And different than Final Fantasy VII, doesn't really matter what kind of responses you give to people. There's no date or anything like that. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah. And Ruby is a member of Zidane's acting crew. I think a freelance actress who they hire from time to time, who has like a southern accent, or who speaks as if she does have a southern accent, so it's pretty funny. And if you viewed the ATEs where the Sarah tries ATEs, you'll see a conversation between the shopkeeper and Sarah, and it's pretty funny. But like I said, I want to kind of streamline through this game, so I'm not going to waste my time on active time events. Yeah, well. Yep, and now we learn that the adults in this village are nowhere to be found, and that the farms next to it are very small. So where are they? And so you find out little by little. And here's Steiner doing some work for a girl for some reason, trying to get information on where the adults are. There you go. Huh. And that's Steiner's first name, Adelbert. Although I would think it should be Scott, like the wrestler Scott Steiner, who I think I tried to speak like when I played this game earlier, like years and years ago. But I don't remember. I think I did, but I don't really remember. I might have, and I think I spoke like H. John Benjamin for Zidane. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, and those are good times. But I want to make this more of a walkthrough more than anything else. So I want to make it more informational. Okay, so now Sarah's in our party, and we're gonna look for Vivi. Good. Let me go ahead and equip her with some stuff. Honestly, the stats in this game, they don't really matter too much. I think Spirit is like magic, like it has to do with resisting status effects, I believe, something like that. I don't remember. Magical force is magic power. Yeah, so Sarah's good with what she has. We're not gonna have to worry about her for a while. Zidane, I want him to get that feather hat because it teaches Bright Eyes, which protect you from blind. It's a secondary and passive ability, and then you have Add Status, which will add a status effect. Add ST is what add status means. So in this case, the Mage Masher will silence any enemy it hits, or has a chance to silence an enemy that you hit with it. So that's really good. And now we realize that Vivi's gone. And now we find out that Vivi is underground somehow. So why is that? Oh, don't know. Right. Okay. I like how the music stopped. Yeah, this game does a very good job of doing music transition. I really do like it. Always have, since this is my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. And practically, it's pretty much my favorite video game of all time. Now, there are a few things you can do here. There are a lot of treasures that you can get. I'm not going to get them all, because if you do get them all, you will risk getting into random battles, which I don't really want to get into at all. So yeah. And wow, you see, yeah. So Zidane's like, oh, this isn't a normal underground. This isn't a normal basement. And Sarah's noticing something too. Sarah's like, wait a minute, what the pattern of this barrel seems very familiar to me. And that is because that is Alexandria's war symbol. So and now Sarah wants to know if there's any connection between these barrels that these villagers are packing. See if there's a connection between this and Alexandria. So you can get a potion here. I think you can get another potion somewhere else. Not just one. There's a chocobo. I think you can get another treasure somewhere here. Yeah. There's a lot of hidden treasures like that in this game where you don't really see them, but you kind of have to just kind of feel them out. There's a Moogle here if you want to save and stuff. You can kick that and get that treasure if you want. Get a potion from it. And you can climb up here and get this treasure, which gives you an ether, which I will definitely sell. I'm pretty much going to sell all of my magic recovery items because I don't need them. Mognet. You don't need to do Mognet at all. You don't need to do it until the final act, and the final act is just a side quest. But, I mean, doing Mognet kind of gives you some good insight on whereabouts of a certain Moogle, which I will be needing to keep tabs on because I need to play through this game to get an achievement that I thought I would have gotten, but I didn't get. So, yeah. And I saved there real quick just because. Even though I don't really need to. There's another treasure. Get a leather wrist. Nice. And get this and that. Open this. You get an iron helmet. Very nice. You do get some decent stuff in this game when you get items. I forgot you have to go down here. Yeah, it's one thing about this. The controls are still kind of meh. About where you can jump and where you can't jump. It's not like Final Fantasy 13 where they give you jump points. Who's in this thing? Well, I think that's Vivi. It is Vivi. Yeah. So why'd they stuff him in here? Well, we're about to find out. Why they blank this out, I have no clue. Maybe it's like from like Vivi's perspective or something like that. Shipment. Yeah, so you find out that Alexandria is almost like shipping black mages. You don't know why. Yeah. And Dagger and Sarah's like, scumbag. Oh. So I get to call people who attack me scumbags. I get that. Yeah, and then, yeah, so get to figure out more stuff about Dali. Now you can open this, and you can go through that door, and you can get some treasure. But when you do, mist will come out, and you'll begin getting random encounters here, and it's not really worth it at all. So, if you want, though, you can do it. I think you get like a Phoenix down here, you get an ether, and you get some money. I believe, something like that. So, now that I got Vivi, I want to give him some stuff too. Give him that. and give him... Oh, can I give him the feather hat? Let's give him the feather hat. Because feather hat at ST. And it's like I said, Vivi's... the weapons that Vivi wields are actually pretty useful when it comes to adding status effects. There's plenty of stats that will inflict slow on an enemy, or that will inflict some other kind of status effect. Now the big reveal. Oh my god, look at these. Yeah, so a couple hours into the game, and you're already seeing some pretty crazy stuff here. There's a whole bunch of black mages that are being made in a neighboring village to Alexandria. So I love how this game does that. Love how it's really, really plot based, and there's lots of crazy reveals, and it never gets old. And I like that about this game. I really do. I really like that about this game. Now here we are as Steiner. You can pick up a couple of items as Steiner here. You get some money there, and I think you get an ether somewhere else. A high potion. High potions are actually going to be really, really useful in weapon man, because they're going to be my main source of healing. They're going to have to be, because I can't use any cure magic or cure abilities. So so Steiner gets lessons on relative morality or whatever. Yeah. But the coffee dude, Morid, tells him exactly where to go to get to the cargo ship. And yeah, Steiner wants to get Sarah onto the ship and stuff like that. So, and now he sees that these barrels are being taken out from the ground. And apparently these workers are getting paid for this. They're getting paid a lot more money than they would by farming. So I guess Alexandria now, I guess, maybe outsourced their farming to some other people and let Dali's workers make these black mages. Yeah. And who's in this barrel but Zidane, Sarah, and Vivi? Yeah. And Vivi's still in shock that he's seeing, grown-up clones of himself being shipped to Alexandria, and that's gonna be that's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. And yeah, so. And Steiner's lying when he says it's going to Lindblom. Although I think it does go Lindblom anyways, but here is Black Waltz number 2. And now this is a moment of truth, because I need to see what Black Waltz 2 does. And see if I can beat him without magic at these levels that I have. If not, I'll go back to my previous save, do a little bit of grinding, and then come back. And again, I'm going to be doing my grinding on screen, so Okay. So let's attack with Zidane. Attack with Steiner. We're gonna have Vivi and Sarah be on standby and have them use items as much as possible. Whenever someone gets hit, I'm gonna give them a potion. We're gonna have to keep a lot of potions in my inventory. Honestly, I don't think it's this black waltz that I gotta worry about. It's the third black waltz that it's probably gonna give me a lot of trouble. But as far as this fight is concerned, we should be okay as long as the black waltz doesn't do any AoE attacks like it just did with Fear. So, and again, if I was playing this casually, I would be stealing with Zidane every chance I got. This way, I can get some good equipment, as well as charge up thievery for when the third act begins. That's when he learns thievery. Perfect. Easy fight. Easy fight, but the next one may not be so easy. So, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to get to that fight and then end the video, because it's coming up in 30 minutes here. So, and Steiner learned Minus Strike. Minus Strike will do damage, damages in between the difference of your current hit points and your maximum hit points. And that's very useful for Steiner earlier on. And what I might do is, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'll do that the hard way. There's a optional boss you can fight. Yeah, let me select rest at the end. And what I'm going to do is off screen, I'm going to challenge the third black waltz that we fight when we board the airship. Yeah, so those kids need to move, and I'm going to stop recording this right here, and I will see you in the next video. And yeah, if you liked it, feel free to follow the channel and subscribe, even though this channel might be going down in January, but who cares? Like the video and stuff like that, and take care. Peace.